Hi everyone! Yes, I am back and I did take a little bit of a break, so thank you for respecting that. We've just been traveling around lately and exploring Sydney now that the weather's been nicer. I've been going to the beach a lot, and also it's been like free transportation for a little bit, which has been great, but makes the city busy. Overall, it's just been really nice to get out more and start really enjoying the city I live in, and I just wanted to give you that little life update. So here I am, I'm back, and let's get into it, I guess. Okay, so I thought I would sit down to record this part to answer your questions that I put out on Instagram for you to ask me questions about anything and everything, my life, what's going on, design, all of those things that we always talk about on here. So let's get into the questions. So to start off with, I did get a lot of questions about moving and how my experience has been, or like culture shock, or just how it's been going to Australia and everything. So thank you all for asking me that. That's been really nice to like know that you guys care about what I'm going through right now, and it has been like a really intense transition is how I would say it. So yeah, it's been very interesting. Like I really enjoy it here, and I'm like learning to love it, which sounds bad, but like when you move to a whole new country across the world, you kind of do have to learn to love it, because it is a big shock, and like it's a big thing to do in your life, even if you know it's the right decision. Like in my heart, I'm like, yeah, it's the best decision, it's the right decision, but at the same time I'm like fighting with myself, being like, oh, I'm homesick, oh, I'm not homesick, oh, I love Australia, oh, I don't like Australia, like these parts are bad, these parts are good. So there's a lot of like fight internally when you do something like this, obviously, because it's just such a big thing to do, but I'm really proud of myself that I did it. And I feel like I've been going through a lot, just like mental health wise also, so it hasn't really helped. But yeah, it's kind of been just like a lot at once, and I'm really learning to like find my place here, especially as an artist, and what I want to do with myself, what I want to do moving forward with my career and YouTube. And like obviously I want to keep making videos, that's not what I'm saying, but yeah, it's just me figuring out what I want to do, how I want to do it, and I'm really glad that you guys are like interested in me, because I just want to share my life and work and like really push myself to be an artist and not only do branding design and only do branding work. I really want to branch out and just do anything and everything authentically as myself. So yeah, moving to a new country is hard, but if you ever are in the position where you want to do it, do it. You can always change your mind later, that's the thing too. There's so many like ways to live life, and right now I'm just like, this was the best choice, and I think it really is the best choice long term, obviously with me and my husband living here together, and he's from here, that helps. But yeah, it's like, it's an experience. So I definitely feel that there are differences. I mean, there's obvious differences between the US and Australia, but I really like the differences, and I'm okay with like figuring it out. Like it's okay that it's not perfect right now, which I feel like I'm like trying to be shady and say that like I'm miserable or something like under the surface, but I'm not. I'm just going through like mental health stuff, like I said, and learning to love it here, and it's just an interesting transition. I really do enjoy this process. It's just hard. Is there any food that's better in Australia than the States? I would say they are much better at like chicken, like charcoal chicken. It's a thing here, like the chicken and chips, which is like fries if you're not familiar. Yeah, they're really good at that, and they have like a million chicken shops everywhere, and it's really good. Like it's like what I want to eat all the time, but then I would be really unhealthy because it's basically like fast food, but like a level up. So I also got the question, are you currently working as a designer in Australia? So right now I don't have the ability to work because I'm not on a working visa. So I'm waiting for that to like kind of go through, because I'm in the process of getting my acceptance for my partner visa. So then I'll have work rights and everything, and the transitional visa. It's like a whole thing, but not at the moment. So currently I'm working like just YouTube and stuff, and you know, working with US based people. Like everything I do is out of the US anyway, just because I'm still transitioning into being here. So that's kind of how it's going, but I am working with some people and talking to people now that are Australia based, so that's good. Oh my god, there's a bug. Okay, sorry, there was a bug. And yes, there are more bugs here. I really like the question, how do you feel like you've changed since moving to Australia? So that's kind of like what I was saying. I really do feel like I've changed. Like, since I've got here, I feel like almost a completely different person, which sounds so crazy, but it really has changed me, and I'm still learning what that is and transitioning into like this new person, but like not a new person, just like my intentions and what I want to do. So like I said, I really want to take my art in a different direction. I want to do a lot of crazy and weird stuff, and I don't want everything I do to be logo design. And that doesn't mean that that's a bad thing, but it's like I've been sitting with myself thinking, am I even a graphic designer anymore? Or like, can I just use my graphic design skills and aspects of that into this new work I want to do, you know? So there's just a lot of heart that's going into my work right now, and I have so many ideas, and I just need to like actually do them. I feel like I've been a little bit paralyzed with fear since being here as well. So that's kind of a new thing I'm trying to work through too. So yeah, if you're kind of going through that too, kind of like roadblocks and artist block and feeling like you can't push out of like your mental state, just know I'm right there with you, and hopefully this channel will kind of like exercise that through as we all change. I feel like maybe I'll be able to express that on this channel a little bit more, and maybe you'll be able to follow along with me and really feel that inspiration again. What it feels like to be married so young. Yeah, so that's kind of a weird thing too. I never saw myself getting married this young. I mean, who can predict life, right? I never thought I would be married at this age and just like be in this phase of life. And I think that's a really big thing too, is like moving somewhere for my husband, which obviously was my choice too, but like, you know, doing things and considering another person. Like my life has been so different here considering a partner in life, and that's a really, really beautiful thing. I love it. I love being in my marriage. I am so happy with him, and like Australia is just kind of like part of that. Like it's become like part of our relationship. So yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm getting a little too deep, but it's like, it's great. I love being married. I don't know if I would recommend it to everyone. I feel like it's just about where life takes you. So for me, I've always been pretty mature, I guess, and I feel like it was just right, and I knew it, and I just went for it because I'm also kind of spontaneous, so we just went for it. And yeah, it's just great, and I think that moving also has like played a big role in like our relationship, and it's impacted it. So yeah, moving has just been a huge transition, but like a positive one, and like a hard one at the same time with my aspects, like my personal problems. But like it's been amazing with my husband. That's like the most positive part of it. Do you regret learning design in school? That's a great question. So like I'm saying, I'm just going in a whole new direction with my design, and what I studied in school was art. So I studied fine art and then had a concentration in graphic design. So I did kind of get a well-rounded education in that sense. But yeah, I loved school personally. I think it was great, and it was a great decision for me. I also am not one to tell everyone that they need to go to school. I feel like I used to be like that, and now I've changed completely with that opinion. But yeah, it's like school is not for everyone, and design school is not for everyone, for sure. And with me, I don't think I regret it. I just feel like I'm figuring it out now, what I want to do with it just now, which is like 4 years later from graduating. So yeah, I wouldn't say there's any like big regrets. I just feel like I'm transitioning my thoughts about it. But yeah, I think it actually helped me a lot because I got that like bigger scope of education doing fine art as well. So now I'm kind of like, how can I take this in a new direction? And it's not just about like pleasing clients or doing things for other people or branding. How do you structure your work schedule? How do you motivate yourself, organize? That's a great question because I have been such a mess lately with that. Like I've said, it's just been a transition. My main things for organizing are using Notion. That helps me schedule myself so much. And then like just motivating myself is like just trying to come up with new ideas, even if they're not fully like fleshed out. I just write things. I write things down, I write ideas down, and then sometimes my ideas overwhelm me and scare me, So I like to just start small and like think about what I can tackle today. So like today, I know I have to sit down, I have to film, so that's one thing. And then I have to respond to emails, that's two things. And then I might take a little break after that because I know that's gonna overwhelm me with the amount of stress and anxiety I have sometimes. So yeah, it's just all about giving yourself the time and capacity to do what you need to do without overwhelming yourself. So schedule yourself on Notion, write down your ideas in like journal form on there. That's so much fun. And yeah, you'll feel like you're just kind of like getting into a flow of things, hopefully. Things you wish you knew before starting freelance. I wish I knew that it was going to be extremely hard, honestly. I feel like maybe if it had worked out for me, I should have worked at a studio, for a firm, anything before that. But it just didn't work that way for me. So I know like it's not going to work that way for everyone and that everyone can just go out and get a job. But definitely like if you're going to work for yourself, you have to work really hard, and it's not always going to be consistent. It's not always going to be easy, and sometimes you get sick of it. So that's honestly just like my real advice about it. Freelance is hard, and even right now, I don't feel like it's my priority or my like main interest. So, I mean, it's great to make money, but like sometimes it's at the expense of like everything when you're that stressed out or that overwhelmed. So I would say it is hard, and you just have to be really willing to like put yourself out there a lot, email people out of the blue or call people, and also like put your work out there. That's also a scary part too. So not that that's all bad, I'm just saying you have to do a lot of work to get a lot back with freelance. So yeah, I might not be the best person to ask anymore just because it's not my priority. I will link some people right here on Instagram that I follow who are really good at helping people with freelance and tips and ideas. And I just feel like we need to make this community a little bit bigger. You don't always have to come to me for this type of advice, obviously. Like, you can follow other people. But yeah, I hope you stick around for me to like see what I'm up to as well, even in my freelance journey and design journey, because it's definitely changing and growing and becoming what I want it to be. So it's exciting. Okay, so that was all I have time for at the moment, but I really appreciate all your questions, and hopefully I'll do more Q&As just on Instagram as well too, in the future. I need to be way more active, so we'll definitely do that. And yeah, and let me know other questions in the comments. I'll just answer them in there too, just by typing. So yeah, if you have more questions, ask them there. Not answer, I'll answer. And yeah, okay, we'll move on. Okay, just popping in here at the end to tell you that that was the video. So if you enjoyed it, please give it a like. Let me know in the comments what you want to see. I have a lot of videos coming, a lot of ideas, and I'm back to it, trust me. So no more crazy breaks. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys a lot, more than you know. And sorry about this slanted thing. And I'll see you in my next video, okay? Bye!